Now screen is visible, right? Okay. Hello.
Yeah, sir, visible, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. No, it's okay. It's not, there is no disturbance. So three services. I'm going to stop three services. To stop three services, I've mentioned three different tasks. And when you look into task, you can realize, same module is used. Same module is used in every task. Understand? I'm just going to run this. Let's see what will happen is three services will be stopped on sales department machine. I'm just going to run this. Ansible hyphen playbook, and I'll just say without loop. And after this, we will just try to run this same um, play with loop. Okay, with the now this is without loop, and we will just try to do same thing with, okay, with loop. What I'll do is I'm just going to write next one. I'll just say like vim loop test.yml, and I just want to bring complete contents here. If you want to bring complete contents, how do we bring complete contents of a file? I mean, like an existing file to the new file. You can just go to colon mode and just mention R and space. Just mention the file name here. If the file is in different location, you will have to specify the absolute path. If the file is in different location, you must specify. Now file is available in present working directory, so just file name is enough. Okay, enter. So we got complete contents into this. Okay, now what I'll do is I'm just going to customize. This is okay. It was our previous play. I'm just going to make little changes here. Not little changes, so many changes here. I just want to show you how do we use with, how do we run with the loop. Okay, loops are normally used to iterate the task. Just delete all of these lines. Okay, I'm just going to add loop here. I'm just going to show you how do we use same thing with loop. Okay, so I will not mention service name here. Instead, I'll just refer a variable. Instead, I'll just refer a variable. Variable name is item. I'll explain, kindly wait. Okay, so I didn't mention any service name in name argument. Instead, I've just referred a variable. Variable name is item, and we all know we didn't declare any variable in this play by name item. Okay, there is no play scope, global scope, host or host group scope, and even we are not planning to use any flag variable also. Then you may have a doubt, what is this item? I'll explain, kindly wait. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll just I just want to use loop in this particular task. Loops and conditions are normally used in a task. Understanding? So which task you want to iterate, in that task you have to add loop. Understanding? So I just want to iterate this task, so I'm adding loop here. So you try to understand, very important indentation, because this loop is for this task. Okay, loop, this particular keyword is not an argument. This is not an argument. If you keep like this, what engine will think is, what Ansible engine engine will think is, it will think it is an argument of the service module. So finally you will get an, okay, error message. There is invalid argument specified in your task. So it is not actually, okay, an argument. This is what loop. So to, normally we use for, okay, for, I mean for, while, these are the keywords used in programming languages to represent the loop. But here, to represent loop, we use loop keyword. Keyword is loop only. Understand? And below this, you will just, you can list, okay, what are the values, okay, with what are the values your task should be iterated. Okay, through what are the values through which your task should be iterated. I just want to stop 3 services, so I'll just mention 3 service name here. Okay, you must give hyphen, and first service name is cron D. Second service name is firewall D. Third service name is okay crony D. Example crony D. Because I want to stop 3 services. Okay, I want to stop 3 services. I've just mentioned all 3 service name. And if you want to stop 10 services or 100 services, you can just mention all service name with hyphen. That's all. So this is actually loop which has list of values. This loop has list of values. How does it work? Listen well. It's very easy. How does it work? I'll tell you. It will work in, look here, I think I don't have to explain these things. You know this well. This is name of the task, and we are using service module, and name is the first argument. Understand? Name is the first argument. So there is an item keyword. So this is actually a keyword which always hit to the loop. If there is item keyword will always jump to the loop. So when it is hitting the loop will return first value from the list. First value in the list is cron D. So this item will replace with cron D. So finally, engine can read name cron D, state stopped. So this process will happen until your loop, okay, list become empty. Empty means, okay, once, I mean, loop will once first value is returned, it will just mark as returned. Second return, third return. So only 3 values are available, then loop will automatically break. This is a process. So please try to understand there is no complicated types of loop. There is no complicated, explanation for the loop. This is so simple understanding. So this is how loop works in Ansible. Okay, so the item keyword always will hit to the loop. When item keyword is hitting loop will return first value. So since there is a loop in a task, so this process will iterate until your loop become empty. Loop become empty means, okay, loop will not become empty. Actually, it will mark, okay, after returning the values. Understanding? Once all, okay, values are, until all, okay, values are getting checked, this process will just iterate. So this is what, okay, loop. I'll show you multiple examples. This is simple example for, now I just want to stop. It's already stopped, right? So I just want to start. I'm just going to start. I'll just mention here, started. And if you want, you can add enabled equal to true. Enabled equal to true or yes.
So this item keyword you cannot change, right? Always it will
No,
be
yes, this
item
is
only.
always item and this is reserved keyword. Okay, you cannot use this keyword when you are, I mean, you cannot use this word as,
Variable.
your variable, because
Yeah.
this is reserved one. So you cannot. Okay, let me just try to start. Loop test, just enter. You can view the process. See, you can view the process here. It says, okay, like item cron D, item understanding. So it's on server B and server. Okay, there are 2 machines, right? So cron D stopped on server A, server B. Firewall D stopped on. Okay, so it says item replaced with cron D, item replaced with firewall D, item keyword replaced with cron D. So successfully started 3 services. And I'll just try to show you same example with variable. We can do loop with variable. Otherwise, we'll forget variable. Okay, loop with variable. So normally we store one value in a variable, isn't it? We always store one value in a variable. But if a loop is hitting to the variable, you can, if a loop is hitting to the variable, you can store multiple value in single variable. That is possible. Okay, that is possible. I mean, okay, normally we store one value in a variable, but if a loop is hitting the variable, what will happen? Okay, you can store multiple values in single variable. That's what I'm going to show you. I'll just say like loop with vars dot yml. I'll just try to bring previous files, I mean contents here. I'll just to say like loop test dot yml. Okay, and just customize. So instead of mentioning values under the loop, I'll just clear it. I'll just clear this. Okay, and I'll just mention, and before that I want to stop, okay, because it's already started, so I just want to stop. Okay, I'm just going to declare a variable. So class scope variable, okay, normally declared between host and task key, right? So for that we use vars key. Vars key is used for declaring variable. So I'll just declare a variable here. Variable name, I'll just say like SRV. You can give anything, that's your wish. I'm just going to store multiple values in it. So if it is one value, you can directly mention here. Understand? If you want to store multiple value, you must use list. Okay, that's called listing, list of values. So first is example, Prondy. I'm just teaching the concept of a loop. That's the reason I'm using same thing. You could ask me like, Ashraf, you are showing only stopping service. I'll show you uses everything. Please wait. Please wait. I'm just teaching concept just to understand. I'll show you user creation also. Please wait. And I'll say like firewall D, and finally I'll just say crony D. Crony D. Okay, so there is a variable. Variable name is SRV, which contain 3 values. Okay, so we can store multiple values in a variable if variable is hit by a loop. Otherwise, you can't. Okay, now I'm just going to refer the variable here. I'll just refer the variable. Variable name is what? SRV. So this time loop doesn't have any value. Loop doesn't contain any value. Okay, values in its list. There is no list of values available with the loop. Okay, when the item keyword is hitting the loop, what loop will do is it will just okay, return SRV. So item keyword will be replacing according to the list of values available in SRV variable. Okay, so it will first replace with cron, second iteration item will replace with firewall D, and third iteration item keyword will replace with crony D. So here this time loop doesn't have any list of values. Okay, instead it is referring a variable which has list of values. Okay, so this is also really normally used. You will understand it in 8th chapter. We will try to download like codes from GitHub or Ansible Galaxy. I'll teach you, then you can understand. So most of the professional script contain these kind of like so this is actually used based on your need. That's all. Understanding? Okay, used based on need. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll just try to execute it. Okay, so started. Okay, next is I just want to show you one more last example in loop. Okay, in upcoming examples like in conditions in 6th chapter, 7th chapter, we will use loop again. Okay, so I'm just teaching basics how to use loops. Okay. Now I just want to show you one more example for creating user. This time I'll use another concept called loop with dictionaries. Dictionaries. Look here. In case of user module has multiple arguments. First argument is name argument. You know that we have used multiple times. Second argument is UID. Third argument is like we can say home. There are many. Okay, I'm just saying what we normally use. Fourth is like state. So what you can do is if you want, you can create dictionary. Dictionary means what is dictionary? So if you take a dictionary, will have a word and its meaning. Next word, its meaning. So this is what dictionary. So we have same concept in same concept in Ansible also. You can mention loop with you can create loop with dictionaries. Dictionaries means if you want to mention, if you want to refer values for multiple arguments of a particular module, you can create dictionary. If you want to refer values for multiple arguments for a particular module, you must create dictionary. If I explain more, really no use. Let me show you. It is so simple. Let me show you one example. It's very easy to understand. I just want to create multiple user accounts. Example, I want to create 3 user accounts like Sally, Jolie, Molly. Let's try. With the help of loop. Okay, with the help of loop. Also, you please try to understand. Loop can read values from files. Okay, files. If you may have a CSV file or some other file which contain properties for a user. So you can just force your Ansible to read values from CSV file. It's possible. If you're interested, it's out of scope actually, but if you're interested, I'll send you one link today. That is Red Hat link. You can just go through it and try to execute in your machine. Codes are completely available. You can copy paste, and you will have to do a simple customization. After that, you can you can execute it. Okay, that is best example for creating multiple user accounts with loop. Loop will read values from CSV file, so you don't have to do the hard coding. I'll tell you that. Please wait. Let me just show you. I'll just write loop. I'll say like user.yml because we are going to create. Okay. I will not copy anything. I'll write from beginning. Okay, I'll just say like pause. I want to execute on sales department computers and tasks. Okay, so here I'm going to write the first task. Name of the task is creating user accounts.
Sir, the scope of a loop is always a task only, right? A task as in, yeah, a task.
Yeah, a task. Correct. So suppose you have, like, because we want to reduce number of tasks, right? That's what I said. Okay, imagine you want to start 10 services. For
I understood that. The question was like, it's not applicable throughout the play, only for the for a single task, it is applicable, right?
100%. But in case of condition, we have something different. Okay. So condition also actually applicable to a particular task. But if you want to keep same condition for multiple tasks, it is possible. But in case of loop, there is no way to keep a single loop for multiple tasks. So scope of loop is one particular task only. It's correct. Because you just try to think in this way, like to create 100 user account, you must use same module user, right? So we want to reduce number of tasks in our play. So that is okay, that's correct. So now what I'll do is I'll just mention I want to create user accounts with loops of user. Okay, And I'll just mention here item. Very easy to understand. Item. Sorry. Okay, name. Okay, next is let's say like if you want UID. I'll just say item again. I'm just saying item. Okay, item. And home. Okay, next what I'll do is I'm just going to the loop. Here, listen well. Loop, what I'll do is I'll create a dictionary of arguments. Because look here, I'm just going to refer loops for all three arguments. I want to refer, okay, loop. I want to refer, okay, I want to refer to the loop for all three arguments values. So what you have to do is you have to create a dictionary. Okay, first is, I'll just say like name. Name should be like example Sally. Okay, and UID of Sally should be 5000. Home of Sally should be slash opt/Sally. This is one dictionary. Okay, this is one dictionary. Second dictionary will always, okay, considered for second iteration. So values for second iteration. Understanding? Example, Jolly. UIDs example 5001. Home is slash example SRV slash Jolly. This is second, okay, dictionary. So how Ansible can identify, loops can identify the dictionary. For every dictionary we have hyphen. Dictionaries start with hyphen. So this is what one dictionary which contain, okay, varies for three arguments of this particular module. Three arguments. Okay, this referring is, I'll explain, please wait. Okay, let me just fill this first. Okay, I'm going to create third dictionary for third user. User account should be Molly, and UID is 5002, and home is example slash opt/Molly. Example. Look here. So you may have a question, Ashraf. This item is actually always hit to the loop. How loop can identify or understand which value should be returned? So here what you have to do is you have to use dictionary keyword here also. You have to use dictionary keyword here. What's a dictionary keyword? It should be, okay, here we have mentioned name, UID, home, understand. This can be anything. You can just say NUH, no problem. Understanding, no problem. But here, what I'm saying is we should be we should be able to identify or recognize easily. That's the reason I've used the same keyword everywhere. You can use it, but here name is what an argument, so it should be name only. Okay, UID is an argument, it should be proper, but here you can give any name, understand, in dictionary. But I have mentioned same name here just for identifying or realizing it. But here what you have to do is when you're referring, you must say name, item dot name. Okay, in this item dot UID, you must refer like this. Then only it can return proper value from the dictionary. Item dot home. Understanding? So this is how so when we create dictionary, if you want to pass, okay, if you want to refer multiple values, I mean like values for multiple arguments of a particular module. Multiple, if you want to refer multiple values for, understand, multiple I like multiple argument values for a particular module. So then only we use the dictionary. So like this, you can create multiple dictionary. You can ask you can ask a question, Ashraf, this is very difficult, right? Okay, is there any way to read it from CSV? Because in my office, I have, every user, every employee's details in CSV file. So can I use that CSV file directly for user creation? Answer is yes. You can use your CSV file, comma separated value file directly for, still it is echoing. I don't know why. Okay, again, no use of, because not able to speak well when it, is a problem. Anyway. So what I'm saying is like we can use CSV file for user creation. Okay, sometimes we use CSV file in PowerShell, Windows PowerShell for creating user. So this is hard coded. User details are hard coded. Hard coded means you have directly mentioned every values in your play directly. That is called hard coding. So we have a soft, you can use soft coded file for user creation. Okay, that is out of scope, but if you are interested, there is really one good example available in Red Hat website. I'll send you the link. You can just try to do, you can do it. Now you are in fifth chapter, 100% you can do it. But there are one or two module name which you didn't heard about. Okay, and one is read CSV. Read CSV. Read CSV is actually module which is used to force your Ansible to read contents from information from the CSV file. Okay, so understanding, I've told you 167 modules are available in Ansible for the Linux, but I'm going to teach hardly 45. Then you may ask, how do we learn remaining? You don't have to learn now. You learn only this 45 and practice with 45 maximum. And when you are getting doubt, okay, whenever you want to use a new module for some purpose, you can search and find. That is how even I do that. Okay, I was really not knowing about this CSV, reading CSV in 2018. One person asked me this. Okay, Ashraf, I have a CSV file. Okay, so I just want my Ansible read details from CSV and create user account for 100 users. Okay, I've just searched. Then really it was the I got with example from Red Hat website, not in Ansible documentation website, in Red Hat website. I'll send you anyway. Okay, you can try to do it. It's simple. Okay, so what I'm saying is, okay, if you ask me whether people create user account like this, my answer would be really no, because it is difficult, right? You have to, okay, just imagine you must type all arguments and its values in hard coding. Is really difficult. Everybody go for soft coded. That is easy. Soft coded means,
So
then you may ask,
almost this
what?
is almost same as we are entering manually, like we have
Yes,
without
that's
loop.
what. Correct. Almost like we are entering, we are creating user account manually. No use. Only one thing we have used what loop here. Okay, only 2-3 lines. We are per task. 2 or 3 lines we are getting saved. That's all. So no use. But I'm just showing. We are studying. Okay. So let me just execute it. Okay, so we can define variable. The error was home is undefined in the appear. Let me check. Sorry. Item.home, not home.home. Item actually will always hit to the loop. So after hitting loop, we are requesting loop to send the value of home. Item will hit to the loop. After hitting loop, we are requesting to say return the value of UID. So in first iteration, all three values will be returned. Second iteration, second dictionary values. Third iteration, third dictionary values. I think user account exists. That's the reason. Sally home change false. I think you either user account exists or this particular ID is not available. That may be the reason it's failed to create on server B. Okay, leave it. Anyway, here you see Jolly user account, Molly user account is created on server B, server A and server B. Understanding. So we have created user accounts, multiple user accounts with loop. But this is not the best practice. Best practice, okay, you can just try to do self today. And when you're doing, if you're getting any doubt while doing, you can, just ask in group. I'll help. I'll send, that particular link today. You just try to do it. Okay, and there is a chance to get confusion with a module's name. Then you can ask me. I'll just even I don't know all arguments of read CSV module. Understanding? I know 2 or 3 arguments. Okay, so same arguments you can also just try to find yourself. It's very easy. So these are the 3 examples to identify. Sorry, understand loops in Ansible. 3 examples are enough. And in upcoming all examples we keep use. Okay, we will keep. Okay, we'll be keep using loop. So there is no chance to forget loop. So I've just introduced loop. Loop is used to iterate a particular task. Task iteration will help us to save time. Okay, instead of writing 10 tasks for creating 10 user account, okay, one task is enough. Okay, and you can just iterate that particular task with different values. Understanding? So this is what loop is simple. Understand? Simple loop. Keyword is loop. Okay, and item is the variable which is always hit into the loop. That's all.
There is no concept of nesting or something, right? Here in like
yes, nesting loop nesting is actually available here, but that is really out of scope. Group nesting is there. There is group nesting, like a for loop nesting and all we have studied in programming languages. Same way, there is a group nesting that is out of scope.
Oh.
So it's available in Ansible
question.
documentation website. If interested, you can check it. It's simple again. Yeah.
Okay, I'll check it. Yeah. I have one question actually, which is of a previous class also. Like, is it possible to make the host name dynamic? Like here we are giving the host when we are giving writing the playbook, the host we are directly giving, right? So is it possible to make it dynamic, like asking on a taking it on a variable and assigning it there?
We have actually dynamic inventory concept, but you mean like example?
For example, we have dev environment and test environment and production environment. Okay, so we want to use same playbook for all 3 environments. So in that case, let's suppose in an inventory file we have different section for dev.
You can do one thing. You can just say like hosts. Okay, example. Look here. I'll show that example. Okay, I got it. So here I'll just mention or. Okay, I'll just mention or, and I should put a condition. Understanding? So here I can just put a condition. Example. I'll show you one example for that. Not now. Okay, later after explaining dynamic host. Dynamic inventories. You can just put a condition here. When, okay, understanding. So there is a keyword to read host and host group from the inventory file. Okay, there is a special keyword to read host and host group. So example, okay, you want to execute this particular as you said, you have prod and test and what was like dev, 3 departments. You just want to run this particular particular play only on production environment. Understanding? So actually in that case you could directly mention it here, right? But what I'm saying is by keeping a condition we can do that. But that is again it's not dynamic. It is not dynamic.
No. My question is, sir. See, yeah. Let's suppose if I want to create this entry in all these 3 environments on a different time. Okay. So let's suppose patching. Okay, I need to do using the same playbook. I need to do first day on the dev environment, second day on the prod test environment, and third day on the prod environment. So when I am executing the playbook, it should ask like which environment you want to do. If I give a dev, then the playbook should take in the host section. It should take the dev section from the inventory.
Means it should take input from you. You are asking, right?
Correct. So
no, I don't know. It's not there. I think I have to check. I know one person who has, like who is working, who is using this for last 4.5 years in Cisco. Okay, I'll just ask him because I've never heard about it. I got like like it should take input from user and okay, store that input to the variable.
Yeah,
and yeah, that is what I got it. Let me check. I'll tell you tomorrow. Let me check. I'm not able to hear.
Okay. So the workaround that I figured out is one task we can create to accept the variable, and another task we can assign that variable in the host section. So just checking if there is any other way.
Okay. Let me check.
Okay.
I'll check.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, let's just discuss condition. Condition also really simple. So sometimes we have to execute a particular task based on a particular condition. I've told you facts variable are normally used always. Always used with conditions only. I'll show you 2-3 examples, good examples here. Okay, so conditions may be like based on a memory, memory, processor, bit rate. Size of the memory, processor bit rate, size available on root, okay, particular partition, and can be anything, any like hard limit. Like hard limit means like hardware or any application limits. Understanding. Suppose one example, you have a requirement to install an application on multiple computers based on its memory, size of the memory available, or size of the space available on hard disk, or based on kernel version, based on operating system version, based on operating system what to say, like distribution, anything, IP address, everything possible. So we have already discussed about facts variable once. Same facts variables are always normally used with these conditions. So I'll show you minimum 3 to 4 examples to understand it. It's very easy. So conditions are, one moment. Okay, so that is, so sometimes you'll have to execute a task based on particular condition. So condition can be some hard limit or application limits or something. So that's all. We will just try some examples, then you will understand. Let me show you one simple example. I just want to install an application like uh, uh, Nginx on a machine based on its distribution, based on type of, what type of, like type of distribution. Example, I have two managed hosts here. One is server A, another is server B, and uh, both machine contain send operating system stream 8.0. So I'll just put a condition. I have a condition. I want to install Nginx if there is Red Hat distribution managed host. Let's try that. Okay, and a module is used. Name, I'll just say Nginx, and state should be latest. Okay, I have a condition here. Condition we use when. When is the keyword used for, okay, mentioning condition. Okay, I'll just say here when Ansible underscore distribution. Okay, Ansible underscore distribution doesn't mean distribution of Ansible. That is actually facts variable. We have discussed in last class. Okay, classes. That is facts variable. Ansible underscore distribution is equal to, I'll just say Red Hat. What I'm saying is install Nginx if operating systems of sales department. Okay, sales department contains so many machines contain different platform. Example, I'm saying different platform. Okay, so there are 100 machines. Some machines are CentOS, some machines contain Red Hat. My condition is I want to install Nginx only on Red Hat operating system machine, Red Hat Linux machine, not CentOS. Okay, so this is how it filter. Based on this condition, it will filter the machines. So then question is how how Ansible knows, okay, which are the machine contained Red Hat and CentOS. That is really with the help of, okay, facts variable, facts get. So I'm not repeating it. Okay, let me just try. So if condition is true, okay, this task will execute if condition is true, condition is met. If condition is not true, it will, okay, ignore. Okay, it's not ignoring, actually it will just yes, ignore. It will just ignore the task, it will not execute. Let me just try to execute it. I'll just say Ansible hyphen playbook. Okay, one moment, there is a chance to get a error message. Let me check whether the repositories are, yes. Okay, one moment. I'll just mount this. Mount slash dev slash sr0 slash menti. So I've told you, you must ensure you have, well configured repository. That is important. So I have local repository on both of these machines, so I can directly start to run this. Gathering facts of server A, server B, and okay, Ansible engine skip this particular task because condition is not true. Condition is not met. Okay, condition is not met, so skip. Reason very clear. I'll just look here. I'll just try to run setup module on sales department machine. I'll just say -m, just to say setup, and -a, and just use filter here. Filter is all we have discussed, and Ansible distribution. Ansible distribution. Okay, just enter. So it says both of these machines, server A, server B, sales department machines, right? Sales department machines contain Cent operating system. Look here, C capital, OS capital, CentOS. Okay, now I'll just make little changes in my script. I'll open it and I'll just say run. Okay, you can use logical operators like and, or. Okay, that's a note we'll test later. Now just give here Cent OS. Sorry. CentOS. Okay, so what is the condition? Run this particular task if Ansible distribution facts variable value is CentOS. So after gathering facts of the sales department machine, Ansible engine will have this particular variable with its value. So value of this variable of sales department machine will be, in our case, CentOS only. So condition is true. Condition is true. So this task will be executed. I'll just, okay, save this and execute it again. Installation will take some time. Installed on server is successfully. Server B also installed successfully. If you go and check, Nginx is really okay, will be available. So this is best example for, I'll show you 2-3 examples, 2-3 best examples. Please wait. I mean, 2-3 examples. You will really, I'll show you a register variable. There is something called, logical operators. I'll show you one example for all. So, okay, this is what I said. Ansible facts variables are normally used with conditions. Okay, you can use alone also, but normally always used with conditions, because okay, sometimes you will have hard limit or soft limit for installing or modifying particular property of a managed host. Understand? Then we use what conditions. So I'll show you 2-3 examples in next class. Okay, with that we will finish condition. Okay, I have to go to office today. If any questions, please ask. I'll try to send link. Okay, and try to practice it. You have 2 days time. Ask if anything, please. Okay, we'll meet in next class. Bye.